Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Sergeant Dennis Breckner, and he is with the Orange County Sheriff's Department, Public Affairs and Community Engagement. And so today we're going to be talking about some things that are very important regarding some theft as well as some online scams or even phone scams. Well, Sergeant Breckner, thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
So I am just as guilty as the next person. When I go shopping at the grocery store, I stick my purse right in that little child seat. Tell me about some of the things that people are dealing with right now.
So we've definitely seen an increase in the thefts from grocery store carts. And it's not just that the actual purse itself is being removed from the cart. People are pretty slick and they're quick. And what they're doing is they kind of position themselves a little bit closer to you in the grocery store. You might feel like, hey, this person's getting oddly close. Well, that should concern you. So essentially what they do is they move in closer a little bit at a time, and they wait for you to turn your back on the cart, and then they quickly grab whatever they can out of your purse. Sometimes it's a phone, sometimes it's a wallet. In most cases, it's a wallet. That's what they're going for. And we have seen cases where, literally the suspects are in the store for 35 seconds. They are in the store, they find their target, they move in, they wait for that person to be distracted, even if for a moment, and then it's a quick grab out of the purse, out goes the wallet, and they're gone from the store in a car and likely out to the street within a minute.
And then at what point does the victim realize that they are without their wallet? I'm imagining it's still a long time before they even get to the checkout.
Yeah, if you can imagine, you're in most cases this is happening in the produce section because there's a lot of things and to look at. You can walk a distance from your cart because, hey, the onions are over there. I thought they were right here. Or you have to go get the bag out of the bag dispenser, right? So what ends up happening is you walk away and boom, and the item is removed, and then you continue on your shopping throughout the store. And it can be, if you're in there for an hour, people don't realize until they're at the register. And then even worse, if it's a phone that they took, you may not notice that phone for a while. Right. But in most cases, the victims find out as soon as they get to the register and realize that their wallet is gone.
Okay. So in regards to, going to the store, what are some of the things that you recommend, mostly women, I'm sure, do in terms of, what kind of a purse should they be using?
Well, definitely if they cannot hold their purse, or a fanny pack or something. I know those have come back and people are wearing those now because they can keep it close. But if they can wear a purse similar to like what you see here, so it's something with a strap that they can zip closed, not just those magnet clips. Honestly, those can separate without you even knowing it. But if it's a zipper closed, it makes it a lot more difficult. And what I suggest that you do is, if you can't keep your purse on your person, if you must keep it to the on the cart because you're just it makes it difficult for you to do what you need to do, then at least use like a carabiner clip like this here, and use this clip to attach that strap or some sort of ring to the cart itself. That way, and then seal that purse up. Even if you have to kind of twist it and turn it upside down, so that it just makes it difficult for somebody to come and kind of move in quickly and grab stuff.
Right. I actually am surprised that this is happening more so now, primarily because you think people would be a little more worried about getting close with the COVID. So it's not preventing anyone from theft, right?
That's right. Any one of us that watch the videos, we think, wow, there's no way my wife would allow somebody to get that close. But listen, you're in the grocery store. You're not expecting to become a victim of something. It can happen to any one of us.
Right.
You're just, not all of us are thinking, that we're going to become a victim at any time. We like to go through life hoping for the best, right? And when you're in the grocery store, you're kind of in your zone. But here's the thing. You've got to pay attention to who's around you. You've got to pay attention to how close people are. If it seems that somebody is getting unusually close, well, then distance yourself.
Right.
Simply distance yourself. Maybe grab your bag, hold it close to you. That might tell that person, hey, they're on to me, and move on to likely another store.
Okay, well, that's really good advice.
Yeah.
Now, some things that we were talking about before we came on were in regards to, well, online scams, but more importantly, phone scams, because there's so many of them right now that are going on. I mentioned, there's a warrant out for my arrest kind of a thing, but there's a couple others that are really targeting right at seniors. What are some of those?
So, for a long time, we were getting those Medicare fraud calls where somebody, essentially they're claiming to be with the Social Security Administration, or they're claiming to be with Medicare, and they simply reach out to seniors, and before today, long ago, that they would use a Social Security number as your Medicare number. And obviously, because of identity theft, that has all been fixed. But they will still call you in an attempt to get your Medicare number and or your Social Security number. And they're swift. What they'll ask you for is they'll tell you, listen, I want to protect you. I don't want you to give me more information than you're comfortable with. But what I'm going to need from you is the first 3 numbers of your Social Security number. And then the conversation evolves. And what they don't realize is over a period of time, they're going to then ask for, okay, you know what, do me a favor. I'm going to start something else here. I'm going to try a different way. I can't seem to find it. What's the last 4 of your social? And so slowly but surely, what they end up doing is they end up giving their entire Social Security number.
Wow.
And yes, so they're swift. Listen, this is what they do for a living. So if they can be successful, even if only a percentage of the time, well, it's theft. So, it's all a win for them.
So in terms of phone calls, I mean, wouldn't you say the majority of these companies, Medicare, IRS, any of these folks would normally not phone call you, right?
That's right. Number one, I don't even know that the IRS knows my phone number, let alone are they
everything.
Right. Yeah, that's true. But yes, they're not going to call you. Most agencies like the FBI, like the IRS, they're going to send you a letter in the mail, right? Because they want a tracking history too. They want to know that, hey, this thing was mailed, it was then received. Sometimes it's going to come certified mail, depending on the severity of it. So yes, they're not going to, first of all, we as law enforcement will never call somebody and tell them, hey, you have a warrant out for your arrest. One thing I want to caution your viewers to is be very careful about anything, anybody that is asking you to make payment in the form of a gift card. That should be an absolute red flag. Number one, we as law enforcement, we don't take people into custody and hold them expecting a family member to pay with gift cards in order to get them out. You'd be surprised. I've seen people lose thousands of dollars.
Wow.
Because they think that there is a warrant out for their arrest, or they think that their iPhone has been compromised, and they, in order to make it right, with Apple support, they need to pay with a gift card. And they will stay on the phone with people and walk them all the way through the process of going to the store, purchasing the item, peeling off the back of the gift card, and giving. And once they read that serial number off, it's gone.
Wow, I had no idea. That's just a shame that they take advantage of people, especially the one where you're saying about the Social Security number, because that would be so easy to do if you're having a conversation, because then you would have maybe forgotten that you already gave them the first 3.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's great. That's crazy and scary all in the same time. So if people had questions, where would they go to learn about some of the things that you talked about?
Well, you can go to the Orange County Sheriff's Department website. There's all kinds of websites out there, but I urge them to go to the Orange County Sheriff's website. They can also call my office. I would be glad to discuss those issues. I have met with many senior communities, and I would be glad to discuss any problems they might have.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you very much for your time. It was very nice to have you on, and I'm sure we'll see you again.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And we'll be right back after this.